Good morning class, welcome back. In the last video, we began a new chapter, that is Rise of Kingdoms and Republics. We discussed about how in the later Vedic period, people learned the use of tools and equipments. That is why they settled on the banks of river Ganga or near the Gangetic plains. The Aryans ruled the place and the tribal king who was known to be Janpada was their administrator. Regarding the sources from where we get all this information, history speaks that there are two basic sources, that is the literary and the archaeological sources. So both the sources were brought in action and we came to a conclusion that the evidences show that there was the existence of Aryans during the latter Vedic period. Then we talked about the republics and monarchies. Republics and monarchies. So, we'll move ahead. Today, we talk about the Janpadas and Mahajanpadas. The topic of the day is Janpadas to Mahajanpadas. How did they transform themselves from Janpadas to Mahajanpadas? Janpadas, I told you, the tribal king was said to be Janpada. Janpada means where the tribes keep their foots or wherever they mark their foot, that is a tribal king is told to be Janpadas. Now the question comes, the question is, how did they transform from Janpadas to Mahajanpadas? How did they transform themselves from Janpadas to Mahajanpadas? So, some Janpadas gained control over large areas and became Mahajanpadas. It is basically when you own a big area, when they owned a big area or a larger area, they transformed themselves from Janpadas to Mahajanpadas. There were altogether 16 Mahajanpadas. 16 Mahajanpadas means 16 areas that they are talking about. And some of the famous areas, some of the famous Janpadas were Koshala, Vatsa, Magda, Vaji and Avanti. But in the later part of the history, this is seen that the Mahajanpadas kept on colliding among themselves, kept on fighting among themselves. There was a right among themselves. They did not maintain the peace and harmony. They kept on fighting for small issues, and of which the Magda took the benefit and emerged as new power. So what was the basic cause that the Mahajanpadas came to an end and Magda rose? The basic reason was the intercollision among the Mahajanpad rulers. They started colliding among themselves. They started fighting among themselves. That is why they declined and Magad rose to power. Now, conditions in the Mahajanpadas. What were the basic conditions? How did they, what occupations they followed? What were the tribes that they followed? What are the basic rituals that they performed? All the conditions that we are going to see today. The first is about agriculture, that is about their occupation. In the beginning of the chapter only, we saw that in the latter Vedic period, people started using different iron tools in order to cultivate crops, in order to grow crops. So agriculture became an important occupation in the latter Vedic period. Agriculture prospered in most of the Mahajanpadas as they were located in fertile areas. Near the Gangetic plains they settled around. So that was a very fertile area, an area in which the soil is very fertile due to presence of good amount of water, rain and a good soil. The result is the fertile soil or the fertile area. So they basically settled on the banks of Gangetic plain, which was a very fertile one. So agriculture was a blessing for them. The republics however mostly in less fertile or hilly regions. Iron came to be used widely in making of plug shears, hoes and various other farming tools. These are the tools which were made out of the iron. So iron was basically used for Many canals and wells were dug to improve the irrigation, just to store the water, so that throughout the year the water remained. They started digging the well or irrigation was done. The farmers learned to use manure. They even learned the techniques of manure, when to provide the manures into the soil, so that the fertility further improves and the output or the crop production is a good amount. To grow more rice, they replaced the earlier method of scattering seeds with transplantation. Transplantation is done means a plant is plugged, and after a year, after a few months, that is taken away. In spite of just scattering the seeds, in the early phase they scattered the seeds, but they did not give a good output. So they learned the art of transplantation. That is the orderly planting of saplings in the fields. Saplings were done so that a good amount of crop can be obtained. The improved farming techniques improve the quality and quantity of crops produced. Generally, 2 crops will grow in a year. So they decided that in a year they will go for 2 crops only, in spite of going for multiple crops. It's better we go for 2 crops only. So slowly and steadily they were learning all the basic techniques of a good agricultural production. Secondly, rise of cities. How did the cities of those times rise? The production of surplus crops allowed some people to specialize in crops such as metalworking, carpentry, and pottery. Now, apart from agricultural production, people started shifting to some other occupations. The occupation was linked to agriculture only. If you have a good amount of crop production, where will you store? You need a pot for that. So that pottery gave the other hand occupation to the people. They started carving the pottery, they started making the pottery, so that the crops or the ready to use crops can be stored somewhere, or the grains can be kept in the best condition. The production of surplus crop allowed some people to specialize in crafts such as metalworking, carpentry, and pot making. The exchange of surplus crops and goods manufactured by the craft leads to trade. Craft cities like Patliputra, Kaushambi, Ujjain grew around centers of craft, trade, and administration. So these were the centers where the administration grew, where the trades grew. The basic exchange of trade was done basically in Patliputra, Ujjain, Kaushambi. So these are some places. The third is administration. The Mahajanpadas had rich sources which enabled their rulers to maintain elaborate system of administration. If you remember in the beginning of in the previous chapter I told you, a king is recognized, a king is valued by the number of military or by the number of followers it has. So in order to maintain a good military system, in order to maintain a big military system, large military system, a good amount of money is required. If that money is not available, the maintenance of those militaries will be handy. So by surplus production of crops, the people started involving themselves into trade. The moment they involved themselves into trade, they started earning something out of it. That earning was a basic source of income for the king or the tribal king Mahajanpas. The Mahajanpas were mostly monarchies. Monarchies, I told you, the 2 systems were there, monarchy and republic. Monarchy is that a hereditary system follows. If I am a king, my son will be even king. His son will even follow the same process. So there is no change of the kingship, but it goes on from family to family, from one family, one generation to the other generation, without any changes. Whereas in republic, changes can be made because the kings or the rulers or the administrations are chosen directly by the people. So here the Mahajanpas were basically mostly the monarchies. The king maintained a large, well-equipped and regularly paid army during war and peace. See, a big army is required during both the time, during war and during peace. During war, because we need to fight and win the coinciding areas or the subsidiary areas. During peace, why the armies are required? So that the peace and balance is maintained throughout the times. So in order to feed such a large army, a good amount of money, a good handsome amount of money is required. And that money came from the sale of agricultural products. This was to enable him to control the Gangetic Plain, which most rulers of Mahajanpas wanted to control. Now, this is a basic reason why the collision started taking place. Everyone was eyeing the Gangetic Plain. Why? Because that was the richest source of money. Gangetic Plain where the most amount of money came. So, every Mahajanpas, out of 16 Mahajanpas total, all of them were eyeing the Gangetic Plain. They wanted to rule or they wanted to take care of such place. But, and due to this only, there was a collision among themselves. There was a fight among themselves, which Magha understood when it came to the power. Understood that if we have to rule, we have to make them separate one, or we have to distract them. Which most rulers of Mahajanpas wanted to control. Ministers were appointed to help in the administration. Brahmins were important and powerful. The king often gave them villages for which they did not have to pay tax. See, from the early times, early Vedic period, to the latter Vedic period, we saw that the Brahmins played an important role. They were basically the forecaster. They actually forecasted everything. When the king moved for a war, they forecasted whether the king will win or lose. Okay, so sometimes it worked. I will not say that that the words actually happened, but it worked. Rather, it worked. So the king had a misbelief, or king had a blind faith on the Brahmins. So it gave a very good status or high status in the society to the Brahmins. Whatever they preached, whatever they said was true. In return to that, the king offered them big villages or big areas of which they could be a ruler and they did not pay any sort of tax, which was another loophole where the kingship came to an end, or where the Mahajanpas came to an end, because no revenue, no income collection was there. A king cannot run his subjects, or cannot rule his subjects if there is no source of income. Now what happened? He started giving them the land free of cost and without collecting any taxes, without collecting any money, which ultimately became difficult for a king to maintain such large army, and the armies got separated. A village was administered by a village headman who had direct access to the king. The villagers themselves checked any misuse of authority by the headman. The village was administered. It was divided into villages and sub-villages. So every village had a headman who was like a mukhya, who was like a owner, who used to report directly to the king. A Mahajanpat was usually ruled from its capital city. Mahajanpat was ruled usually from capital city. There was an intense rivalry among the Mahajanpas, resulting in frequent wars. Now the wars started taking place among the Mahajanpas. They started colliding themselves. They started fighting among themselves. So the war was a known condition or known type of event which was taking place. The capital cities such as Kashi, Kaushambi, Sravashti, Ujjain and Rajgira, that is modern Rajgir, were therefore fortified against enemy attacks by high walls built around them. Fortifications were usually made of mud, stone, wood or bricks. So all the boundaries of the capital cities were strengthened up, so that the rivalry king or the king beside one cannot attack. If the walls are high, they cannot attack or they cannot come to this surrounding. So this again led to another expenditure. There was no source of income. No source of income was put on focus. But expenditure sources were opened, which again led to failure for the king. So these are some of the causes. Tomorrow we'll see about the revenue and the trade. How did the trade take place and how was the revenue system of collection, or how the revenues were collected. Kindly read this and be thorough with the topic. That is rise of kingdoms and republics. How did the kingdoms and republics rise, and what were the systems of monarchy and Thank you, class.